especially for all my friends in Florida. I hope that everybody has battened down the hatches and has safe shelter and boarded your windows, did all the things. I hope everybody is okay. I've been thinking about everybody who's in the path of this latest hurricane, especially those who are still recovering from the one that just was there last week. So much going on with these weather patterns, and so sending everybody who's going through it a lot of love and hoping that you're safe and secure. We are in the month of Hecate in the Mount Shasta Goddess Temple, October. Every year we work with her in the month of October. And um, yesterday, our card reading from her was all about kind of acknowledging what has happened, what needs to change, moving forward, not staying stuck. Let's see what she brings us today. We're going to say a prayer for her, and then we'll draw her card. Morphos, Phosphoros, Alethea, wild wanderer at the crossroads, bright hostess at the thresholds, bearer of twin flames, radiant bride of night, mother of darkness, guard, guide, and lead me today. I am a deer in thy wandering herd. I am a key to thy mysteries. I am a torch in thy hand. I am a footfall along thy silent path. I am a star in thy vast heavens. I am a wave in thy fathomless seas. I am a knife that cuts cleanly. I am a soul in thy holy retinue. I am a fiber in the rope of eternity. I consecrate myself to thee this day and every day, that I may travel safely within the folds of thy saffron cloak, dive with thy aid into deep mystic waters, and dance with thee amongst the shades of my benevolent ancestors. Therefore, grant me courage and constancy, guard me and guide me, and bestow upon me thy faultless and flawless perception. The deck we use for the daily draw of October is the Priestess of Light Oracle. It's a really great deck full of, I feel like the messages in this deck are they're not like, they're relatable without being overly general. They're, anybody could find something in these cards, but they're not like overly generic either. They're specific. And I like the combination of that, broad appeal with specificity. Today, the card is the same card we got on the first of the month, or the first time we did it. The Divine Masculine, Electric Active Power. And watch, this is not actually about men at all. It has nothing to do with it. When we read this, except for just briefly mentioning Osiris in the beginning of the reading, most of this is just great advice for everybody. So, something to think about. This is the card of Osiris, the master of resurrection. He heralds a time of active creative energy in your life. He fuses his inner light with the powerful, eternal vibration of universal consciousness, being newly empowered in every cell and every thought. The hawk that sits on his shoulders has a strong life force and intense energy. This card indicates that you are entering this field of expansive energy at this time. In flight, the hawk has great vision and the ability to communicate with the spirit of creation. This is an important message for you. You are moving into a time of creative and productive energy. So let yourself consider what project or activity is calling to your soul. Whether it's a new business, a novel, or a work of art, now is the time to focus on this type of endeavor. Your own resonance vibrates with an absolutely electric connection with universal inspiration and accelerated action. In fact, you may emerge from this time feeling not only reinvigorated, but reinvented. On a personal level, this card could signify an approaching relationship with a man, or it could be a new romance, a strong friendship, a business connection. This person brings fresh ideas and dynamic energy into your life. So be conscious about any new opportunities. Remember, as you receive the guidance and support, to always maintain your own creative intention and listen to your own intuitive voice. And the affirmation today: as I connect with the creative force in the universe, my own creativity expands and thrives. The electric energy of feeling like your passions have been bestirred either by a project or a connection, that feeling when someone comes into your field who is just bringing such a life force energy, they're making you feel so alive with their presence. Isn't that just wonderful? It is such a great feeling to have that sense of like being in a state of, being seen, being heard, seeing, being inspired, receiving ideas, sharing your ideas, being understood, having somebody who really seems to care about what you're thinking about, what you're dreaming about. That electric energy, that synergy, it comes in partnership, it comes in friendships, it comes in creative workings, and occasionally it shows up even just in like a chance encounter. Think about the number of times you've met someone and they just sparked you with their life force, and the two of you just immediately were in that like like couldn't stop talking, stayed up all night, loved each other's energy, loved each other's presence, felt like you were really vibing off each other. This is such a gift when we receive this, when we encounter someone who has that connectivity with us, where we're electrified. We really can produce some beautiful work. Today, let's be on the lookout for who those people are in our own lives. Who are those synergistic co creators that we are lucky enough to know in this life? Who are the synergistic co creators that electrify our ideas, that uplift and elevate our dreams? Who are the people who, every time you work on something with them, it just makes it better and better? Who are the people in your life where you say to that, if anyone was to say to you, oh, I really need a person to work on XYZ project, you would say, make sure you get so and so to help you with this, to be with you on this project. And think about the people for whom you are that. Who are the people for whom you are that electrifying presence? Who are the people that when somebody else is saying, oh, I have a creative endeavor, I have a, big thing coming up, who are the people who say, oh, make sure you get you? It feels so good to be acknowledged that way. It feels so good to be recognized that way, to be brought into something. And it feels good to the other person when you do it for them. Who is that person for you? And how can you be that person more in the world? That is our message for today. Our short bit, if that's what you were here for. Now we're going to get into Kuan Yin chanting. We're going to start with 3 prostrations before the shrine. And in many ways, Kuan Yin is that synergistic partner in all that we do, giving rise to compassion at the heart of all our endeavors. Let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention. Today, let's hold for all of those who are in fear and preparation for the hurricane in Florida and that's brewing in the Gulf of Mexico. And particularly today, let's hold an idea that some pressure system or heat or cold ends up lifting the storm up, 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 high above, so that it begins to just dissipate and dissolve. So that by the time it reaches land, it's nothing more damaging than an average thunderstorm, which can still be pretty intense, but that all of that preparation and all of that fear and anxiety dissolves along with the storm before it reaches landfall, and that people are okay, and that further devastation is prevented. And let's recite the four immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Kuan Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Om Ahum. 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 Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Kuan Yin, remain until the end of samsaric existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations of Namo Guanxin Pusa, calling on Kuan Yin and asking her to electrify our prayers for those who are in the path of Hurricane Milton, and asking her to also show us where we can find and where we can be in perfect creative partnership. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. 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 And our prayer for the Mani reciter of Kam by Gyaltse Tokme Sangpo. Lama dan kunchuk sum lakchak lo dakni changchutni por chike bar gangdang gangdu kepa de dang der tadu tuje champo chazinching gusum gewe chila chaparsho jamdang ningje champo kunlang ne tuje champo duljar gepanam lame changchup chola go pechir tuje champo trinleje parsho. Homage to the Guru in 3 jewels. From now until I reach the essence of awakening, wherever I may be reborn, in that place may I always follow the great compassionate one and dedicate my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Inspired by loving kindness and supreme compassion, in order to lead all Mahakarunika's followers to supreme and unsurpassable awakening, may I carry out the great compassionate one's activity. Lama dan kun sum lak chak lo dakni changchuk ni por chike bar gangdang gangdu kipa de dang der tadu tuje champo chetsin ching gusum gewe chila chapar sho jamdang ningje champo kunlang ne tuje champo tulchar girpanam lame changchuk chola go pechir tuje champo trinleje par sho. And now 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum, sending out those potentiated compassion prayers to all in the path of the storm and sending up that beacon of creative light so that all who are meant to create with us will find us. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lama Dechen Yeshe Wangmo. Om Susti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of supreme bliss Yeshe Wangmo be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings, so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit To all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Kuan Yin in our hearts. Namo Guan Yin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Kuan Yin, bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher. Wishing everyone a great day of feeling like your creativity is coming alive through great connections with others who see and recognize your gifts and you see and recognize theirs. Be back tomorrow.